After going through chemical properties of alkaline earth metals, now we will proceed our discussion in the same topic. That means still we have to discuss some more important chemical properties of alkaline earth metals. So let us start reactions of alkaline earth metals with some other chemicals. And today's topic of discussion is chemical properties of alkaline earth metals part second, because it's a very big topic. So let us divide into first part and the second part. In the previous part some properties, and today some more properties, that too in brief. So today's first chemical property is reactions of alkaline earth metals with hydrogen. Expected product is hydride. Any element with hydrogen gives hydride, because hydride is a binary compound of hydrogen with any element. Okay, so here the element reacting with hydrogen is alkaline earth metal. Therefore alkaline earth metals with hydrogen gives hydrides of alkaline earth metals. General equation, M may be any alkaline earth metal here. Okay, the next chemical property is what? Alkaline earth metals with acids. Any metal with acid, if it is more reactive than hydrogen, it definitely displaces hydrogen. That is a rule, thumb rule for reactions of metals with acids. So naturally alkaline earth metals are more reactive than hydrogen, so they have to displace hydrogen from the acid. Therefore expected product is liberation of hydrogen gas with metal salts. Okay, so here are the example of an acid with magnesium metal. Okay, so gives hydrogen gas and respective or corresponding salt. If the hydrochloric acid is there, chloride. If sulfuric acid is there, sulfate. If carbonic acid is there, carbonates. So depend upon the acid you are using, respective salts are formed. But the common product is liberation of hydrogen gas, which burns with pop sound because of its high reactivity and highest calorific value. Now, reactions of alkaline earth metal in liquid ammonia. Already this type of reaction we have understood in the alkali metals chapter. There ammoniated electrons are formed here also, because they are the second most reactive metals on the modern periodic table. Therefore alkaline earth metals too reacts with liquid ammonia and forms ammoniated electrons. Okay, right, and they too have some color, and that color is due to the liberation of free electrons. Same reaction, okay, what we studied in the similar type of reaction what we studied in the alkali metals. Okay, right. Now alkaline earth metals are weaker reducing agents than alkali metals. Definitely, because they are the second most metallic. First most metallic is alkali metals. They give electrons easily. Therefore, they are the best reducing agents. Next place is alkaline earth metals. They too are electron donors. Therefore, they are also acting like a reducing agents. Okay. Like alkali metals, their reducing character also increases down the group. How we have seen the reducing character from top to bottom increases in the case of alkali metals. The same trend is seen in the alkaline earth metals also. Here, when you move from beryllium to the bottom, so their electron giving capacity increases. Therefore, reducing power also increases due to the reaction that the alkaline earth metal have high tendency to lose electrons, so they act as reducing agent. Just now I explained, but their IE values are higher and their electrode potentials are less negative than the alkali metals. That means IE values are higher than alkali metals. Therefore they are not so strong reducing agent than alkali metals. That is the meaning. And second is what? Electrode potential. Electrode potential is what? It is the potentiality of an electrode to accept and the gain electron. Okay, therefore, so because they are the next electron donor, therefore they are not so reducing agents than the what? Uh, Alkali metals. Therefore, the second place to the in reducing action. Okay, right. Solubility of sulfates and carbonates of alkaline earth metals decreases as the atomic number of the metal increases down the group, because the size of the cation increases down the group. Which cation? Cations of the alkaline earth metals. We know that hydration energy and lattice energy are inversely proportional. If hydration energy is more, lattice energy is less. Okay, that means they break easily, they soluble easily. Okay, that is the meaning. Now, for sulfates and carbonates, the decrease in the hydration energy is much more than the decrease in the lattice energy. That means both are decreasing, but decrease in the hydration energy is more pronounced, more dominating than the decrease in the lattice energy. So, their solubility decreases down the group, and the solubility of the sulfates and carbonates follow this order. Okay, right. The effect of heat on the group 2 nitrates. The group 2 nitrates undergo thermal decomposition to the metal oxide, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen gas. So group 2 nitrates upon decomposition gives respective oxide and NO2 with reddish brown colored gas and oxygen gas. These compounds are white solids, and brown nitrogen dioxide and oxygen gas are also given out just now I said. Magnesium and calcium nitrates normally crystallize with water, and the solid may dissolve in its own water of crystallization to make a colorless solution before it starts decompose. That means whenever any hydrated salts of alkaline earth metals are heated, so they undergo themselves, because some water molecules are there with the crystal structure, they really dissolve and afterwards they decompose. One example is magnesium nitrate. When you heat, first loss of water molecule, then it will decompose, corresponding oxide, reduced molecular gas and oxygen gas. Okay, right. Down the group, the nitrates must also be heated more strongly before they will decompose. That means stability will increase. That is the meaning. Okay, when you move from top to bottom, the nitrates must also be heated more strongly. Why more strongly? They are more stable. Group nitrates also become more stable down the group, that already given here in the statement form. Now, what you have seen in the alkali metals, the first member, lithium, how it behaves differently. In the same way, here also, first member of alkaline earth metal, that is beryllium, behaves differently. It shows the properties of its own group, plus it also shows the properties of its diagonal friend. Okay, right. Now, first we'll discuss anomalous behavior of beryllium. Difference between beryllium and other members of alkaline earth metal. Beryllium is the lightest of all the alkaline earth metals. It has higher melting point and boiling point compared to other alkaline earth metals. The oxides of beryllium, that is BeO, are amphoteric, means it reacts with both acids and the bases, whereas other oxides are purely basic in nature. Beryllium do not impart color during flame test, whereas other members imparts color to the flame. It is because of what? It is small size. Electrons will not show interest in exciting to the other level. Therefore, they remain in the. That means we have to heat a lot. One reason. Second is it goes to such area where its corresponding valence will not match with the visual spectrum. Okay, that's the reason. Beryllium is small in size with high ionization enthalpy compared to other alkaline earth metals. Okay. Beryllium do not form oxides similar to the other alkaline earth metals. Okay, that means what? Beryllium is oxide is not formed normally by the direct combination. What we have seen in the previous discussion, it is prepared by some other indirect method, whereas other oxides are prepared direct combination of oxygen and the alkaline earth metals. Beryllium do not liberate hydrogen from acid as observed in other alkaline earth metals. Okay, because beryllium is taken close to the hydrogen due to the small size. Therefore, it will not liberate or it will not displace the hydrogen gas due to the small size. Now, difference between beryllium and the magnesium. Okay, beryllium is harder than other members of its group. Beryllium is lighter than magnesium. Beryllium does not react with water, while magnesium reacts with boiling water. Beryllium oxide is amphoteric, other oxides are basic, already told. Its melting point, boiling points are higher than the other members. Beryllium forms covalent due to small size electronegativity, other forms ionic. Beryllium carbide reacts with water to give methane, whereas other carbides use acetylene gas. See, beryllium carbide with water gives methane, whereas other carbides which are highly unstable, immediately they decompose instead of going for the methane, so they are so unstable, they go for the sterline formation. Beryllium does not exhibit coordination number more than 4 because d orbitals are not there, whereas in other cases d orbital entry is there. So because of the d orbital entry, electron can be excited to the empty d orbitals. That means they can go for the more reacting valency. They can expand its covalency. That's why other members shows beyond 4, whereas beryllium shows only 4. No, beryllium resembles with aluminum, diagonal friend. Unlike group 2 elements, okay, but like aluminum, beryllium forms covalent compounds. Aluminum compounds are covalent and beryllium compounds also covalent because of a small size. The hydroxides of beryllium and aluminum are amphoteric in nature, whereas other members are basic in nature. The oxides of both beryllium and aluminum are high melting point, okay, whereas not only high melting, insoluble solids, but they are soluble in the organic due to the covalent nature. But other members are ionic, they are soluble in the water. Beryllium chloride and aluminum chloride have bridged chloride polymeric structure due to the deficiency of electron and covalent in nature. Others will not go for the polymeric structure. See, monomer BCl2, this is dimer, polymer already you have seen. In the same way, AlCl3 is monomer, AlCl3 dimer in the liquid state, whereas AlCl3 in the solid state polymeric like BCl2. The salts of beryllium as well as aluminum are extensively hydrolyzed due to what? High hydration enthalpy. Carbides of both the metal reacts with water liberating methane gas. This just now we have studied. The oxides and hydroxides of both beryllium and aluminum are amphoteric and dissolved in sodium hydroxide as well as in the hydrochloric acid. Reaction will prove here. So beryllium oxide with acid, beryllium oxide with base. Okay. And in the same way, aluminum oxide with HCl try with the sodium hydroxide. Like aluminum, beryllium is not readily attacked by acids because of the presence of an oxide film. That means in the case of aluminum, aluminum reacts and forms aluminum oxide, which is called as the protective cover for the aluminum. In the same way, beryllium too forms beryllium oxide. Okay, and that means it will form beryllium oxide layer. Next attack by the chemicals will not take place due to the protective layer of the beryllium oxide for the beryllium and the aluminum oxide for the aluminum. That means both are similar in some properties. Now, why anomalous behave from the beryllium? Due to small size, high polarizing power, relatively high electronegative, and ionization energy as compared to the other members is high also. And this is also same reason d orbitals are not there with the beryllium, whereas with other members it is there. Okay, now you see here, this is the first period, second period, the third period. Diagonal lithium behaves with magnesium, beryllium with aluminium, boron with silicon, carbon with phosphorus. That means this is called a diagonal relationship we find only in the what? S block and the P block, not in the D block and the F block. Because when you move from left to right and top to bottom, okay, this way one vector, this way other vector, this is resultant vector. Similar, almost similar size. This is not there in the D block because D block d orbital entry is there. There is some lengthened contraction or the Ecknord contraction or the 3D series, 4D series, some screening, some other problems are there in the D and F block. Whereas in the case of S and the P block, which are called as representative elements, diagonal relationship is seen in this area. Okay, right. That's why beryllium behaves like aluminum. Just now we have seen. This is already explained here in the same way. Okay. So same what we have seen in the alkyl metals are seen in the alkaline earth metals. Okay. So kindly go through and be ready. Till then, have a nice time. Okay. Thank you very much.